The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, excuse me, in verse 10, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and the howling from the second, and the great crash from the hills. How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their leads, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai will not do good, neither will he do evil. Therefore their good shall become a booty, the houses of desolation, they shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. Excuse me. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. Excuse me. A day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Neither the silver nor the gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. All praises to Yahweh, by Shema Shai, Wahaba Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect that seeking to be the elect of the nation of Israel. They're scattered abroad amongst the heathen, some looking like the heathen, but given the 144,000 preachers, chiefs, and prophets. Shalom. While people are sitting back, set on their leaves, complacent, thinking there ain't nothing going on, while everything is actually going on, it's just that they're not in tune, and they're wrapped up in the ways of the world and in Babylon. These things are catching people off guard, man. And when these things fully pop, they're going to be caught off guard, and they're going to be devoured out here. All right? No doubt 2/3 of Israel, you heathen too, going to be devoured out here. We're in the time when the great wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai was going to be great, terrible anger and distress upon all men. All right? Judgment upon all men, except for the elect of Israel. Men, women, and children of Israel. True Israelites. Y'all know who we are. All right? So we're in a time of wrath, judgment, and soon to be great destruction in World War III. All right? Now I'm going to let my man Brad talk for the first 8 minutes and 20 seconds. I've been holding this since this morning. I had to step out. It says breaking, every warning light just turned on. Systems are failing around the world. Fallout incoming. It's 10 hours ago. But before we play it, I want to read a couple of these articles. Right? And see, these things are going on. Soon great wrath is about to hit. Things going to be shut down. All right? The economy, the markets. Matter of fact, the markets took a hit. All right? Soon everything is shut down when all hell break loose. Everything is going to collapse. Hey, Trump already said, hey, it's about to be a world Great Depression. All right? And we know what that's going into. They're about to bring forth this digital system. He already signed yesterday the quantum computing and the executive order going into bringing forth the quantum computer, meaning super fast technology. What's that about? You already know they're about to bring in this digital system, man. Track and trace system, man. Super light speed, super fast. All right? And cap it out with the MOTB. Well, you got right here, last hour, Senate votes to limit Trump's Iran war powers in rare rebuke. All right? And you also got Lindsey Graham talking a whole lot of cash money towards Iran, talking about Iran don't get along, annihilate them. Well, hold on, wait a minute. Wait. Y'all lost. And like the elder pastor, the big brother Malcolm always say, y'all lost. America lost. That's why, we did a lesson the other day about where the Holy Spirit going to, Trump said, he had to take the deal. You see? You lost, man. Alright? And y'all still sitting back woofing. Like, yo, like y'all called the shots, man. No, you lost, man. Alright? Now you got Netanyahu saying he's going to act on Iran alone without America. Where is it? I hope I saved that joint. Well, go ahead. America couldn't do nothing with Iran. You can't do nothing with Iran, no doubt. You still fighting with Lebanon. And you talking about you going to act alone against Iran? Man, Iran is demolishing y'all, man. All right? You can sit here and say, keep saying the same things over and over. You killed all their leaders. You know, killed all their Navy. You know, as far as their leaders, they got more than one leader. They got a chain of command. You take out number 1, they got a number 2. They got a number 3. They got a number 4. They got a number 5. See, they all chiefs that fall in the role of Indians. So when it's time for them to step up to be chiefs, they know what it is. You see? And this is prophecy, man. All right? It's guaranteed American Israelis are going to lose. It's right here, Netanyahu. No restrictions on Israel military acting to thwart Hezbollah threat. That's another one. They pretty much saying they're gonna act without America. U.S. and Iran announced direct Lebanon track without Israel. Good luck. America's not going to turn against the Israelis, man. The least of the flock, the Israelis going to draw them out, meaning America. They stuck. All right? They stuck. And they should make the habitation desolate with them. They're stuck. I want to get this particular... Dang, I thought I saved that joint. Lindsey Graham was talking trash, how the Israelis said they're going to act alone. You already see new poll reveals 92% of Israelis believe Iran has won the war. They know what it is, right here. This one of them. We hit this joint the other day. Lindsey Graham, obliterate Iran if they're a straight Hormuz resistance. You lost, man. Cut it out. Cut it out. The Strait still closed. Y'all ain't running nothing. You just running your mouths. Trying to make it seem like you got it going on. They pushing that peace and safety mindset, but no. America, hey, this place done. This place, hey, it's collapsing. All right? Let's go ahead and get this. I don't want to waste too much time on it because I can't find it. All right? Check this out. Trump administration charges 455 people, including doctors, with $6.5 billion in healthcare fraud. See, that's a fraudulent system, and everything about America is fraudulent. It's fake. It's a scheme. It's a money racket. All right? And they hit people in the pockets. All right? Markets tumble worldwide as Fed resets expectations. $400 billion wiped off SpaceX stock, man. This place finished. GM fired over 1,000 factory zero workers and installed 50 robots. You see? More and more people out of work. There should be no work for Egypt, for the head, tail, branch, and rush may do. And all these people getting fired, losing jobs, jobs shutting down, and they putting robots in their place. But who putting into the system for Social Security, for SNAP? Nobody. This whole thing is going to collapse very, very soon. All right? All right? So this place is no doubt done. While these things are going on, these people are just lost and they're not paying attention, man. And they're going to get caught out there in judgment. All right? That's why you have our Lord and Savior Yahushua commanded us to watch and pray. Always, hopefully we may be found worthy to escape all these troubles. June 23rd, 2026, at least 14 dead after fire trapped students inside coaching center. You see that? This is in northern India. Lucknow, a city in northern India. So you got all these things going on in America. All these things going on back east. Because it's the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah. Alright? Now let's play this, my man Brad. And that's going to be it, man, because there's a lot going on. This place getting hit. All right, this place getting hit. And you women better tighten up. Now, you can sit out here and be half dressing. Y'all look good. But hey, if looks all you got to offer, which that joint gonna fade when you read Isaiah 3, all the fakeness gonna come off. And a lot of y'all look better without all that mess. Alright? Just be yourselves. And we're coming to the time where you women that think you gorgeous, no.
Domino's best deal ever just got better. And then there's this with stuffed crust.
What are you doing? Going out? Not like that, you're not. No, not your outfit. It looks great.
You call yourselves baddies. You gonna wish you wasn't no baddie, man. You gonna wish you didn't put yourself out there. Because men gonna be on y'all, man. Alright? Like, in a bad way. All this mess, these women talking about they want to feel it in their chest. They want to feel it in their stomach. Well, okay. You want to be stretched out? Okay. Alright. You gonna get flipped, tossed, turned, stretched, neck, throated, goated. Everything gonna get stretched out. Because these men gonna be on y'all, man. These men gonna be on y'all. Yahweh Shema Shai can put the spirit on these men to rip y'all to pieces. Y'all know what I'm saying. The Isaiah is it 13? That's Zechariah is it 14? 14 starting at the top. The women shall be raped. The women ravished. So while y'all out here promoting yourselves like y'all badges and y'all the prize, well, hey, I always say, I went into the etymology of the word prize. It means a spoil. It also means a spoil. So yeah, you a prize, you a spoil. And men gonna spoil y'all. And they're gonna stretch y'all. In every type of way. Now, we're not talking about sane men. We're talking about insane men. The men that got the spirits of vengeance on them. Not the men that Yahweh Shema Shai. Because the men that Yahweh Shema Shai gonna receive humble women in Israel, even some heathen women. But do heathen women not gonna be saved? But y'all gonna teach a lot of Israelite women, hey, how to get in order, man. Alright? So a lot of women gonna start flocking to the men of Yahweh Shema Shai. Alright? Because you gonna want their comfort. And you saw these men out here with air jumps, got the fades in the air, which ain't nothing wrong with a fade, but you getting the air jumps. Alright, you pretty niggas, you look like some homosexuals. When the time comes when you can't get no air jump, no haircut, you can't be well grown, looking like a female, and you got to woof it, and women gonna look at you like you trash. But hey, the men in Yahweh Shema Shai already growing their beards out, been growing them out, look like men. So the women gonna look at y'all like, dad, y'all was on some status. Now, hey, you at the bottom of the barrel, but they gonna look at the men in Yahweh Shema Shai like manly men, and they can say, damn, them men handsome. Them men got it. We want to be with them. They look good. They already said we look good. The women be on our lines. You know, like fish on bait. All right, some brothers, hey, no, I'm good. You know, I'm straight. You know? Because the brothers focus, man. At the time coming. So we ain't pressed, you know. But I'm going to let my man Brad talk, man. Because while these things going on and people out here lost in the sauce, prophets are popping and bodies are dropping, man. All right? And we about to see a lot of Israelites, people in general, but no doubt 2/3 of Israel drop in mass numbers, man. 10,000 shall fall in their left hand, 10,000 at their right, but the plague shall not come nigh thee. All right? Yahweh Shema Shai is going to protect the elect and comfort the elect during these times. Let's let my man Brad talk.
I think a lot of people are missing just how unusual this exact point in history really is. Everywhere that you look, another warning light is flashing red. We are seeing right now the expansion of nuclear-backed military conflict. One-time allied countries are beginning to break apart in their ideologies. Global trade routes are being shut down. Cyber attacks are shutting down communications centers. And governments are talking very openly about emergency measures that they will use, like martial law. Mm-hmm. Any one of these events is definitely concerning enough on its own. But what we are witnessing right now are dozens of intimately connected flashpoints, and these are each developing at the exact same moment in human history. Now, I don't know about you, but at least to me, it feels a lot less like these events are isolated, and feels a lot more like they are happening all at once. Like watching the darkness of a coming storm that is threatening to envelop not just your own specific area, but the entire world. And the thing that really makes the most sense is that these complex systems that are nearly uniformly dependent upon for our everyday modern life around the world, they very rarely fail just one piece at a time. Instead, they absorb pressure far longer than anyone could ever expect them to. And then they break, unraveling everything all at once. And by the time that the average person, including members of our own families, realize that something has fundamentally changed, the window for them to do something about it, to get them and their families ready, may have already closed. Right now, we have dozens of case samples, and these samples show that societies have assumed that their normal modern life will continue right up until the point that it doesn't. Inside of Russia, the citizens thought that they would be protected by the threat of global nuclear annihilation. They believed that their government's level of missile and drone defense was capable of keeping their city streets safe inside of the country's capital, and they thought it would happen until the day that the world ended. And they were sadly ill-informed. And so now we see gas station lines wrapping miles down Moscow's streets. The lights flicker inside of the children's bedrooms as drones strike their energy targets at infrastructural points nearby. And there are military service members that are standing outside of people's windows using anti-missile defense equipment to shoot down drones into the air. Now, you remember just how quickly things changed here inside of America. Store shelves stay full, but they only stay full until the day that they're not. The freedom of navigation that is backed by an almost endless fuel resupply at the gas station flows freely until the day that it doesn't. And communications systems work perfectly until the networks are overloaded or disrupted by something like a cyber attack. And when I'm looking at everything that we are seeing right now, maybe the system will hold together another year. It might just hold together another few months. But if the converging pressures that continue to accelerate continue happening.
Sorry about the commercial.
So the dumbass who watches their shows like this, or even like this while you're driving, you're an idiot, because the whole time you could have been watching on your car's screen. And
accelerate continue happening, there will soon come a day when millions of people wake up and they realize that the world they assumed to be permanent was actually far more fragile than they could have ever imagined. A nightmare scenario. The most dangerous mistake that our community and our family members can make right now is to believe that there will always be more time. More time to get food, more time at the range, more time to hunt. And what I keep seeing, unfortunately, is that people are watching all of these events, all of these stories, as if they exist in their own separate box. One article will talk about China's debt crisis. Another one will talk about artificial intelligence that will take away billions of jobs. And then another one will talk about military changes in the exchange of firepower. And then there's news about inflation, new and never before seen weather events, food tracking systems, technology that's putting a knife to the throat of an already strained power system, databasing of livestock led by military control, water shortages, shipping disruptions. A lot of people see these events, but they see them individually. They spend 30 seconds thinking about it, and then they think it won't happen here, or it won't happen all at once. but it is. And when I sit down and start connecting the dots, I see something that concerns me a lot more than any single crisis. What I see is multiple systems that support modern civilization being put under an unsustainable amount of pressure, all at the exact same time.
Polycrisis.
In China, we are being told that over 100 million citizens are trapped inside of a debt default. And again, on the surface, that sounds like a Chinese problem. But China is not some isolated economy that's operating just on the territory of its own continent. China is embedded into the global manufacturing system that supplies your products, the components to your vehicle, your electronics, our country's machinery, our parents' medicine, and countless other goods that Americans use and rely on every single day. And so as China's citizens become overwhelmed, Chinese spending slows down. And when that slows down, Chinese businesses suffer, the same ones that make your products. And this starts to affect American business. And when our businesses suffer, American employment weakens. And when that weakens, it causes governments to become even more aggressive in trying to maintain a failing economy. And so what's happening in one area of our world is quickly spreading through our supply chain and on a brick in the road dead end for our financial market. And here inside of our own country, the great US of A, inflation has already robbed the American citizen of almost all of our purchasing power. Housing affordability is difficult. And then we see millions of workers that are beginning to compete against increasingly corrupt government and new business practices. And very few people among the general populace seem to really understand what this means socially. Now, historically, large populations have experienced economic insecurity. But then they become frustrated, angry, and then they start looking for someone to blame. Now, governments know this. Governments including Russia, China, and the USA are openly discussing military modernization that will make a state of control. They're doing this simultaneously, developing Skynet levels of systems that are capable of processing on-soil satellite imagery, battlefield technologies, and targeting information at what could be seen as uncontrollable speeds.
That's what I was talking about, that quantum technology, this beast system. But I'm going to put the rest of this in the description box so you can watch this joint. All right? Hey, you couldn't have said it no better, man. All right, we've been saying this through the spirit and power Yahweh Shema Hushai. Hey, so what he said, hey, people are going to lose it. That's going to be very soon. So let's get that real quick. Then we're going to close out. Like I said, I'll put the rest of that video in the description box. You want to check that joint out. 2nd Esdras 15. So you see all these things that's going on. Yo, it's going to pop very soon. Because people have become more and more broken down, man. Alright? 2nd Esdras 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword of their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, in the course of their actions stand their power. And man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's when control gonna come in. Technology, troops, martial law. It says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the house shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid, and man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with a sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So these things gonna pop, man. It's gonna happen, man. You know, and it's gonna be quicker than we think. All right, which us as a hopeful elect and seeking to be elected Israel, the service of Yahweh Shema Hushai, and we want these things to happen now. All right. Now, sooner rather than later. But hey, we know what's going to happen. We just got to be patient and wait for it to happen. Things are already unfolding. Things are happening in the background. well, actually, to us, it's in the forefront. We know certain more pieces got to be in place, and then it's gonna pop, man. Everything is already in motion. We just got to stay in the spirit, man. Stay prayed up in the names of Yahweh Shema Shalom.